So today we have a TikTok celebrity on my channel introducing Gili Fleekop, popularly known as Gili from Philly. Oh my gosh. Gili, welcome to my channel. I can already
Thank
hear
you.
applause in the background.
Wow, I'm like so flattered. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you for
best
doing.
intro I've ever gotten. Like I was like body cheering myself on.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad you feel that way. So I'm going to give everybody a quick introduction about Gili, and Gili, we can give you the spotlight. So Gili is an Ola from Philadelphia, and she made Alia 4 years ago, Philly? 4 years?
Mhm.
All right, and she directly jumped into Tel Aviv's high-tech marketing scene, and simultaneously, she was also going viral on TikTok, where she shares her work, her life, and some pretty interesting places to visit in Tel Aviv. All right, and she recently co-founded a marketing agency named as the Pink Chili Agency. So basically, it's a Gen Z social media agency based in Tel Aviv, and they provide social media marketing services for tech startups and founders. And guess what? They also help B2B companies be fun on social media.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes.
So, Gili, the stage is yours. Let's probably travel back in time. And I'm just trying to understand because you were born and brought up in Philly,
Yeah.
what made you move from Philly to Israel?
So I grew up in suburbs of Philadelphia. My mom is Israeli actually, and my dad's American. So all my life I was really just like brought up in a home of loving Israel, speaking Hebrew. I always joke that like all the other kids go to school and they had like a very American snacks, and I was bringing like bamba. My mom would send me, with all the little American Israeli candies. So I always had a love of Israel. And when it came time to graduate college, I just felt this. I can't even put words to it, but I just felt this feeling that I needed to be here, and I came here, and I've been here ever since. It's been 4 years now. It's crazy how time flies.
I know. So was it, it wasn't just before Corona. It was just like maybe a year before Corona. And
It's funny. So when I first came here in September of 2018, I came to Israel,
Mhm.
and then I officially moved here January of 2020. When I
Oh,
But I was here living here from 2018 until then. And when I got my apartment in January 2020, I got this small studio apartment. It was like tiny, and I moved in with my partner, and all my friends said, Gilly, how are you going to live in that? It's such a small apartment. How are you both going to live in there? And I was like, I'm never going to be home. It's Tel Aviv. I'm going to be at my job all day. I'm going to be out with friends. And then 2 months later, the lockdown hit. And I was in this studio apartment with my partner. And I remember I was like taking calls from the bathroom. Like I was in my shower answering calls for my
uh,
job. So
oh my
it's
gosh.
definitely an experience. So it was my love of Israel, moving Israel before COVID, but that was my funny story during COVID. So
Oh, okay, interesting. Wait, so because I came on Taglit about like 4 or 5 years ago, like, did you have a chance to come on Taglit, or was it because you just grew up with one parent being Israeli?
I did Tigli. I also staffed a Tigli trip in maybe 2017 or 2018. I can't remember, but I think my mom being Israeli influenced me. But I was just always involved in Jewish communities in America,
Hmm.
and always just found myself advocating for Israel, wanting to be in Israel, feeling connected to Israel. So I think like I always knew I wanted to be here, and it didn't always seem so possible. Like I didn't know what I would do here. I didn't really have a career path actually in college, so it just one thing led to another. And Israel, I always say that I wouldn't have the career success that I have in Israel, I think,
Hmm.
that I would have somewhere else. Like I think Israel really, propelled my career.
That sounds very similar because I went through a similar process. And because you made Aliyah, I'm sure like there are some things that were completely different, strange. I don't know. I know you also like have a podcast of your own. Like name three things that were like really strange and weird for you when you came here.
It's funny because like the podcast that we made, Marissa, my co-host, and I, was literally to answer the question of like what is strange for us. And every episode we dive deeper into something that's strange for us. But I think on a serious note, what was hard for me and what is hard for me here is just a different mentality. than
Mm-hmm.
one I was raised with. And so, chutzpah, everyone talks about chutzpah and it sounds really fun. But when you actually are experiencing chutzpah on a daily basis, it can be a little bit exhausting, the boldness, the audacity. I love it. And I also hate it. I respect it. I think it's amazing, but it can be hard, especially for someone that was raised in the States with a very different
Mm-hmm.
mentality. Something else that's strange, maybe. Wow. Okay. I would say weddings too. It's very specific, but there's a completely different wedding culture here. And the last thing I would say that was really strange for me when I first came here was the dress code at work. You would go to this big high tech company, you would have a really serious job, and people are wearing
Mm-hmm.
flip flops. So that was something that I was completely not used to and was not prepared for at all.
Oh my gosh. I think I kind of like relate to you because the high tech scene in India is similar, especially when you dress up. People suit up, and women are like decked up from like top to bottom, making sure they're like presentable. And then you're in Israel and you see everybody wearing flip flops, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
is this allowed? Like, I don't
I
know,
felt
but
the same way. It kind of gives you like a weird like contradiction because you're working on like really serious things and you're building really serious products and then everyone's dressed like in pajama or whatever it may be. But it's definitely an adjustment. But I mean, now that I've been here and I'm in that world, like I love that casual. I love that we don't take ourselves too seriously and that we dress comfortably. I think it's helps my productivity and I wouldn't have it any other way. So
amazing, amazing. So, why did you start making TikTok videos? Like, were you just casually exploring, which eventually just grew into something like legitimate, or was it your game plan to be the favorite American Ola?
wow, it's a huge title. So thank you. To be honest, I never ever in my wildest dreams thought that TikTok would turn into a career for me. I really opened TikTok out of curiosity. It may come to a surprise, but I was never a social media person all my life. I never
Oh my
was
gosh,
really,
that's hard to believe. That's
yeah,
hard to
yeah.
believe.
It's really interesting because all throughout my childhood, my college, my early career like years, I was really not active on social media. I didn't even really post on Instagram. I wasn't really on LinkedIn. Never had a TikTok. And so it's funny because my mom actually told me, Gili, you have to download TikTok. You're gonna love it. My mom is like super young and hip. And I was like, you really think I'll like it? And she's like, yeah, you'll like it. You have a lockdown, download it. It'll help you, pass the time. It'll be fun. And so when I started creating, it was really just like therapy. Like it was very therapeutic for me to, keep myself busy during the lockdown and learn how to edit and learn how to tell a story. And if you look at my first videos, they're super cringe. Like I always say, if you're not like cringing at your content, like I don't know what's going on because you're not growing. So I really, I really cringe at my early TikToks. I didn't know how to edit. I had no idea how to even make a story, make a hook, transitions, nothing. And I think I was just going into it for fun. It was a
Uh-huh.
cool project and it just kind of turned into what it is now. But
I have to say, there's something about your voice that keeps me hooked to your videos. I don't know, like everybody
really,
like finds something interesting. So for me, it's your voice. So
wow,
I feel
that's
like
really
you have a beautiful
interesting.
voice.
Thank you so much. I really, I really, it's hard to find your voice because my friends always make fun of me that in the beginning I spoke differently in my TikToks and I found my natural voice. But it's definitely part of the creation process. It's really how to find your voice.
For sure, for sure. Because the thing with me was I hated anything which was technology in tools. And I'm like, I don't want to try at all because I'm gonna suck big time. But then I had to put myself, like force myself to be there and just like you
Mm,
said, it's a part of the process. Once you start creating, you know like what works, what doesn't work, and then your content gets better. And
mm,
I think eventually, because you became so strong on TikTok, I want to try and understand like what's the inception of Pink Chili Agency? Like,
mm.
what came to you? What made you think like, okay, now I'm gonna like quit my full-time job and I'm gonna start my own company. So why don't you run us through the process?
Yes. At the time when I just started creating TikToks, I was working full time at a high tech company. And TikTok for me was just like a fun thing to do at night and on the weekends. I never took it as seriously as I take it today.
Mm-hmm.
But as I grew my following and as I became more of an expert in the field and really understanding the potential of TikTok marketing and the potential of this platform to help so many high-tech companies and startups really reach their audiences. At that time, I found myself being approached by a lot of startups and founders and companies wanting to learn more about TikTok, wanting to see if I can help them in any way. And eventually, it just became really evident that there was a hole in the market, that no one was really out here in Tel Aviv, really an professional expert in TikTok marketing. And along with my co-founder, Noam, who we worked together previously at the high-tech company that I mentioned, we decided that it was kind of like a now or never. Like, we do it now and we just try it, or we regret it. And so I could never have done it without her. She is the backbone of Pink Chili, and we are in it through everything together. And so we both decided to quit our jobs together to start this company. And when we first started the company, it was us sitting in my bedroom on my bed thinking, okay, how do we do this? How do we start? And it's kind of surreal to think back. I was only 9 months ago. We were kind of so deer in headlights, and how much we've learned 9 months later blows my mind. I wish I could go back to Gili back then and be like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good. Just believe in it. But
I love the fact that how millennials, because I'm a millennial and you're Gen Z. So I think like both these generations are such risk takers. And because when I speak to my parents, they get into so much analysis and gets into like analysis paralysis, and then you just don't take the next step. And we're
oh,
so
I
used
love
to like,
that. Analysis paralysis. That is strong.
yeah, yeah, and I think we're so used to like, I don't want to say jumping from one thing to another. I think we just know what we want to do, what we want to achieve, and especially your 20s is for exploration. And if now, then when? I mean, obviously, age is just a number, but when you are in your 20s, like take at most advantage of these 10 years and just like, I'm really glad you did that for yourself. And
Yeah.
kula kavod, mamash, like I'm really
Thank
proud.
you. Thank you so much. I think it sounds like it when I tell the story now, it sounds like really exciting and it's like a really like fun, exciting thing. And while it was really exciting, like it is very, very scary in the moment. You have
Mhm.
tons of pressure and fear and imposter syndrome and what happens if this flops and what if no one wants to hire us and what if we just made a joke out of ourselves. And I think that I try to bring that up when I talk about Pink Chili because I would never want to mislead someone and make them think that we quit our jobs, it was sparkly, it was great, it was really hard and scary, but it was the best risk and the best decision we could have ever made. So yeah, I totally agree. I think risks are great and healthy, and I always say don't be afraid of them, embrace them. And
I also have to like highlight. I was just going through Pink Chili's LinkedIn page, and I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't even like it stands out for a marketing agency because you all do so much fun content on the page,
yeah,
and y'all can be in the tech industry and be fun at the same time. I think y'all sort of define that. I'm really happy someone's doing that. I'm so bored of seeing LinkedIn every day, people talking about polls and
yeah.
I don't know, like normal static images. And here's Pink
Yeah.
Chili doing like a 1 minute TikTok ideas for a I think that was so cool.
Yeah. I think like when we started with a mission, and it was that social needs to be spicy, and that it needs to be fun. And the best way to prove that is starting with ourselves. We are a B2B company. All of our clients are high tech companies, and never once have we tried this like to post like a very like salesy like product like post on our LinkedIn, and it's
Uh-huh.
only been growing and growing, and people remember us. And I think if you go the untraditional route of standing out, providing value, entertaining your audience, it's only gonna grow your community in more depth and in more like wider as well, in the reach. So I think I always joke that our LinkedIn account, if someone came to our LinkedIn account and scrolled, they wouldn't know who we are. They're like, what is going on there? But that's the point. We're having fun, and we're trying to spice things up.
That was actually my next question, like why the name Pink Chili is because you make social spicy. Is it?
Yeah, so it's funny. When Noam and I first started Pink Chili, we had no idea what to call it. So we called it Spark. We just put in like a fake name, just so we could get stuff done. Like we didn't want the name to hold us back, and we didn't want to settle. So we said we'll call it Spark, and whenever the name comes, it'll come. And then
Mhm.
one day we sat in my bedroom and we had to decide the mission and the value. And we understood that the spiciness was the value and the fun and the Gen Z. And so we just made a list of like every spicy thing in the world, like whether it was like every type of pepper, every type of dish, every type of cuisine, like anything that was spice, spice, spice. We translated it into like 10 languages. And then eventually we came and just kept it simple with chili. And then we wanted a word that would represent the young, the Gen Z, the fun part of it as well. And so pink chili. And then just remember that moment very clearly when we had it and we were like, oh my God, 4 hours later, we found the name. And it was like this like light bulb moment. So it was
I
really cool.
know. I was trying to imagine the story that you were just narrating. I felt like I was there when you just said it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's cool."
I
Um,
honestly wish we recorded these moments. Like it feels like it's a baby. Like pink chili for me feels like it's a baby. And we have all these moments and firsts. And it's a
mhm.
shame that we didn't record it in the moment. But yeah, it was a really
It's
cool
okay. You
story.
can. It's never too late. You can just always like
Yeah.
probably start recording or just like even in your podcast with probably I don't know if you plan to have one with your co-founder. Probably just
Yeah,
travel back in time and talk of these times. I think it'd be really cool.
for sure.
Now that you've started Pinchley Agency, I know it's like too soon to tell, but I would love to know where do you see taking Pinchley in the future? Let's say a 5-year plan. Like, what do you see?
For sure. So Noam and I have a lot of plans for Pink Chili. We actually just did a full brainstorming for 2023. I think we see Pink Chili scaling. We really have a goal of making it a global agency, really actively trying to push in other markets. And I also have we have a very exciting project. It's still in the works and it's still kind of in a little bit of stealth mode. It's not perfect yet, but I can tease it a little bit that we really see Pink Chili empowering other people how to leverage TikTok and training people and helping educate other people on how to do it themselves instead of being dependent on an agency. We've always believed from day one that it's kind of like you teach a man to fish. They'll never be hungry, and really like teaching people how to do it themselves is a really important belief that we have. So we see scaling, and yeah, we're really excited. We're really hoping that 2023 will be a really big year for us.
Uh-huh.
And we're only 9 months in, and we've grown a lot. We've learned a lot. We failed a lot, which is really important to learn from your failures and fail fast. And that's kind of what we see it heading.
I don't know. Is it just me? I love TikTok. I feel a little intimidated to be on TikTok because I am a millennial. I like Instagram more. I like YouTube more. I love TikTok. I just feel like I'm too old for it, but that's wrong. I know for a fact that's wrong, but I feel
Mhm.
like I need to learn from now that you mentioned from Pink Chili. I would really love to be a part of this because I'm always up to be on all channels as much as possible. So I'm really
Yeah,
looking forward
yeah.
to that.
We love that. We love that. And I think that's exactly why we're working on this new project right now is that we really found over the past 9 months that a lot of people know that TikTok is important. A lot of people want to be on TikTok, but it's just a little bit too scary for them to actually start.
Mhm.
And so we really, really want to take that fear away and really help build a system that can help people actually start and kind of like a foolproof plan. But yeah, I think I'm waiting for you to be on TikTok. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, I think 2023 is for that. I feel like I need to get a new phone because my phone storage is so shitty at the moment. I'm like trying to clean it up,
That's
but for
like the
sure, 2023.
struggle. That is if someone asks me what is the biggest struggle of being in the social media space is never having storage on my phone ever, ever. I can buy a new phone, still won't have storage. So
That's the only reason I don't have TikTok on my phone. Like quite recently, I uninstalled it because I do a lot of like YouTube and mostly YouTube content. So I have a lot of storage challenge at the moment. So we're gonna be heading towards a rapid fire round. So this is basically like a word association game, and you need to say the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the following. All right,
okay.
and the answer has to be top of mind.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's begin. Hummus,
Israel.
Tel Aviv.
Fashion.
Ooh, TikTok.
Gen Z.
Lovely answer. Noah Kirel. Noah Kirel.
Festigal. Festigal.
Oh, Israeli weddings.
Omer Adam.
Chutzpah.
Bold.
Israeli tech industry.
Startup Nation.
And Israeli customer service.
Horrible.
Yeah, I think this is one thing everybody will agree on.
Horrible customer
Um,
service. Maybe that's
yes,
our next startup idea is changing that.
love that. All right, so the next thing is basically I'm going to ask you something and you just probably like give me what you feel like candidly and give me a reason for it also. All right. Your
Okay.
favorite Hebrew word and why?
Oh, this is so hard.
You can have
My
two, it's fine.
Okay, let me think. My favorite Hebrew word, I would say it's, oh my God, wait, give me a second. I need to really think about it. 1 second. Okay, it's really like cliche, but I
Mhm.
think I really like sababa. I think it's a word that I try to teach when I work with people that are in different parts of the world. I try to teach them the word sababa before we start working together because I tend to say it a lot. So I want them to know what I mean, like sababa, cool. uh,
Uh-huh.
I think it's a fun word and you can use it in so many places.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, there's so many, but sababa I feel like is a Hebrew word that I use all the time.
I've been recently starting to use it. My favorite word is mamash. I don't know why. I
Uh,
just like
I
the sound of it, the feel of it.
Yeah, yeah. It has a
Yeah.
really nice like tone, a rhythm to it.
All right. Next question. Your favorite Israeli street food and why?
Ooh, ooh, okay. That's really good. I really like sabich.
Mm-hmm.
So that's you got the eggplant in there, you got the egg, the hard-boiled egg, the amba on top. I think it has like a nice a balance of different flavors in there.
Mm-hmm.
And also it tends to feel a little bit less heavy than like a lot of these other like fried street foods. I'm also vegetarian, so it's a great filling vegetarian sandwich.
I was actually going to ask, like, are you vegetarian or do you just like sabich?
Yeah, I'm vegetarian. So I have falafel and I have sabich, maybe some other options, but I really do like sabich.
That's awesome. All right. Last and the final question, but this could be tricky.
Yes.
TikTok or Pink Chili Agency, which one would you choose for the rest of your life and why?
Wow. That is really hard because pink chili is so intertwined with TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So it means I could never even like use TikTok if I chose pink chili.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously an imaginary situation,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
just for the like fun of it.
I have to be loyal to my company. It's pink chili. I
Ooh.
choose pink chili because I think TikTok is a platform. It's super important. TikTok is a platform that represents something larger. It's not just about TikTok, it's representing content and short form content and video content and storytelling. And I think whether there's always rumors of, will TikTok, keep up its success? Like, is anything going to replace TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels? I think no matter what Pink Chili really understands is how to build strong content, how to reach your audience. And so we could always kind of focus on the higher level, not just TikTok.
Oh my gosh, that is lovely. I love the fact that you probably wouldn't choose something which is like personal, but would rather choose something that would benefit everybody and would probably help other companies achieve what they want to. I think that's amazing.
I also
That's
could never, I could
Mhm.
never get rid of pink chili. That's our little baby.
I can tell like you put all your emotions into pink chili. I can see it in your work.
Yeah, yeah, we really are really proud and love it. And I think it's just a really special feeling when you have your first venture and you're a first time founder.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think Pink Chili has taught me more in the past 8, 9 months than I have ever learned in any college, my 4 years of college, and any job I had, and I'm not gonna ever get rid of it. So
That's amazing. That's lovely. That's lovely. And I wish you all the best. I really, really, I hope to see you succeed, and all the best to you and Noam. The co-founders are women. I love it.
yeah, that's
Um,
really important to
so
us.
all the
Yeah.
best.
Well,
And
thank you
with
so
this,
much for
yes,
having
of
me. It means
course.
so much. I love your content. Love this
Of course.
YouTube channel, and thank you for having
Of
me.
course, thanks for saying that. And if you guys want to connect with Gili, I'm going to add her TikTok and her LinkedIn handles in the description box. Go say a hi, leave her a nice message, follow, subscribe to her. She also has a YouTube channel, by the way. I'm going to be adding that. And if you have any questions for us, leave a comment in the comment section and we'll try and answer as much as we can. See you next time.